It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
So, that seems alright.
Morning.
Show me your wares. Like to do something.
You see?
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Greetings. Looking for some... What do you need?
What do you have for sale?
Thank you. And come again, sir.
Whoa. He thought I wouldn't see him, but he doesn't know me.
Tried to steal.
Gepriesen sei der Herr. What do you need?
Show me your... I'd like to do something...
Aye, you'll convince me with that price. Danke. Das war ein gutes Geschäft, mein Herr.
Whoa!
Willkommen. Herzlich willkommen.
What do you have for sale?
I hope you find what you're looking for next time.
Sweet red, a sparkling white, a taste that will correct.
Grüß Gott.
What do you have? I'd like to do...
Sehr, I can agree.
Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft.
The smell of a stunning cow and the color of the most precious ruby. That is castle bread.
A fountain?
Try some wine.
Where does the
It's a
water
good
come from?
vineyard.
Here, in the middle of the city. Whoa, whoa.
Fine day for some fine wares.
I'm sorry.
Greetings. Juice. Balls. Hot.
Good day, sir.
Show me your... I'd like to discuss... Well,
Take a gander. We've got it all.
Finally. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Willkommen. Ich bin gleich.
show me your...
I'm glad you found what you were looking for.
There's nothing wrong with that. You can stand and stare once you've finished. But I... Don't talk back to me! Get to work. All right. God be with you.
Thank you, sir.
Careful.
Come and take a look. Christ, it's hot out. Good day to you.
I'll be with you in just a moment. Greetings. What do you need?
What do you...
Thank you, sir. And come
Are you
again.
going to do what we talked about?
Aye, of course.
Wonderful day for a wonderful...
Hey! Do you want that glass of champagne?
Come and take your pick.
Bring you joy.
Welcome, sir.
Show me your way. What do you have?
Young man, may I ask something of you?
Light and dark.
Yes? What is this about?
Your immortal soul. I'd like to discuss it with you.
Red pins. Silk thread. Hi.
Tarry a while, young man, and answer me one question. Are you truly happy in your life?
Aye. I'm pretty happy.
And you're clearly also bursting with blissful ignorance. How delightful. Know that the immortal soul inherently makes no distinction between happiness and unhappiness, only between salvation and damnation. Happiness and unhappiness are nothing but inner feelings, delusions that pale in comparison to eternity. Tell me, what path have you chosen in life?
A man should be fearless, prepared, and tough enough to cope with anything.
A warrior. Shining armor, the blade of a sword, heroic deeds and glory. Is that your life?
Something like that.
Everything turns to dust eventually. What if I told you only one path leads to eternal salvation? A path destined for those who see the light, who understand. The path of true faith, divine love, and unending humility. And that is a path you too, my young friend, can follow.
What should I do?
Renounce your life of sin and accept Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, according to his teachings. Unreservedly and unconditionally. Christ must enter your soul. Fill it to the brim. Hell is approaching, and time is running out. Repent and pray, young man. Step forth onto the path towards salvation.
All right. I'll pray and repent, and trust in the salvation of my immortal soul. I hope it works.
A wise decision, young man. You'll look back on this day as a new beginning. I must be off now, young man. May God be with you, and the best of luck on your path, whatever it may be.
God be with you too.
See you soon, my friend. Christ, wounds! Mind where you're going!
This horse must have...
This seems familiar. Henry, look. I spent the happiest years of my life in this forge. It's such a shame to see the old place just left like that too. Henry! Stop that. Come on, we still have to go to the market.
Looking for something, lad?
I was just...
You won't find nothing here no more. Best move along.
Forgive me. It's just that... I remember this forge from my childhood. When I was a boy, my pa, Martin, brought me here.
Wait, Martin? My husband had an apprentice called Martin. That was your pa?
I'm not sure.
If you're saying he showed you this forge, I reckon he's the same Martin who used to apprentice here.
Unfortunately, he died.
I'm sorry to hear that. My God, Martin's adult son? Time really does fly.
Well, he told me back then he spent the best years of his life here.
Aye, aye. Those were good times, true enough. What's your name, lad?
Henry.
I'm Magdalene. It's a pleasure, Henry. Care to come inside for a chat? I've a fresh pot of soup on the stove if you're hungry.
I can't refuse an offer like that.
Glad to hear it. Come with me, then. I'm glad you like it.
Just like Ma used to make.
Back when your pa used to apprentice here, my Skodder's forge was the finest in Kuttenberg. Only then out of the blue he fell ill and I lost him. Everything's been downhill since then. His apprentices left and the blacksmith's guild couldn't decide who to assign the forge to. Before they could make a decision, the forge's attic burnt down. I was visiting my sister in Visokar at the time. She's with the Lord now too, poor thing. I was left here all alone, on jointure. This room is the only one that stayed unscathed for the most part.
Did Martin really not want to take over his own forge?
He was just a lad at the time, and taking over a forge is no easy feat. The guild has its own rules and who to assign it to.
How did your husband get ill?
Out of the blue. He started coughing, got weak, then lay down, and never got up again. It wasn't the plague, but something nasty nonetheless.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What can you do? Such is life, lad.
How did the forge's attic burn down?
How do you think? Someone set it ablaze. Hard to say if it was just some brats or those good-for-nothings from the hole. That's the watering hole next door. But it doesn't matter now, they never caught anyone. All that came of it is that nobody's wanted the forge for 20 years. But look at me rambling on. I'm sure you're not interested in the rantings of some old crone.
I am interested.
It's kind of you to say that. I keep trying to explain to the guild that it's not a lost cause. We just need someone who will bring this place back up. But it's like talking to a stone wall year after year. The guildmasters are too worried about their own business to listen to me. But I'm convinced if we were to find a talented blacksmith, the workshop could be as beautiful as a chapel, like when my old Skodder used to run it.
I could be that blacksmith.
You're a blacksmith? Like your pa? Christ, of course you are. I should have known. It only makes sense after all.
I can get my hands on some coin. And you're right. Such a famous forge shouldn't be left to fall by the wayside.
If you were to take it over, that would be wonderful. Only you'll have to talk to the guild about it first. They make the rules. I reckon Master Bushek the Elder has the most common sense when it comes to this place. He might be able to help. He has an armourer's workshop in the town hall quarter. Hopefully he'll hear you out.
I'll try and talk to him. Thanks for the soup.
Good luck to you, Henry.
I'm looking for a fella called Goatskin.
I don't know you. If you're after something, go and see Chenyek. Stay out of the way.
Could you tell me more about this Chenyek?
In case you haven't caught on yet, he's not likely to tell you much. He's got this place under his thumb, that's all.
And where can I find this Chenyek?
Christ! You're a bit slow, ain't you? Somewhere here in the hole, I reckon. He usually sits next to Hugo. He's kind of our top dog.
Right. I'm gonna see if I can find that Chenyek. It's a good thing Mutt isn't here.
Excuse me, but when are you going to pay me back?
I know. It's always on my mind. I promise you'll have it back this time next week.
I'm not desperate, but you know how it is. It's easy to forget.
Believe me, it keeps me up at night. But I just can't give it back right now.
Look, why don't you drop by and we can talk about it?
You pervert.
But, no, that's not...
I'm looking for a fella called Goatskin. Do you know him?
Aye. But I reckon I ain't gonna tell you nothing.
Why not?
Because I don't know you, and you don't look like you fit in here.
Look, I completely understand you. Evil times, spies everywhere. Ah, you must have been stumped by this gear of mine. Thing is, I necked him from some student bloke in Colleen, innit? I ganged up with this slut called Kacharaba. She got her hooks in him when he'd had a skinful, and then I nicked all his gear and his glint. Poor bloke must have been mithered in the morning. Funny thing is, Kacharaba's as ugly as a pig's arse, so he didn't even get a decent shag out of it.
So you're in the trade. Should have said straight off. Our door's always open to the brethren. What was it you wanted to know?
I'm looking for Goatskin. I hear he used to come here.
Aye. Thing is, ain't nobody seen him here for a few days.
But he used to come here?
Aye. He was here day in, day out. Only this time some burly lads came here and duffed him up proper.
Do you know the men who beat him up?
No. But there were some Jews among them, and that's pretty odd. Seeing as how they don't usually get mixed up in nothing.
Why did they give him such a beating? Did they say anything?
Well, Goatskin is a right knobhead. Always asking for it, he is. But I reckon this time it was about his big gob. The last week he was coming, throwing glint around. And when we squeezed him about where he got the coin, he said he was spying for some lord.
And does this lord have a name?
He didn't say. We didn't swallow his yarn about spying, anyway. We reckoned he made a score and just wanted to look like a big man.
Why didn't you defend Goatskin? Isn't he one of you?
He is and he ain't. I'm no saint, but that goatskin stepped in some nasty shit and then walked it in our door and all. I ain't saying we don't look out for each other, but there's limits, innit?
What happened to Goatskin? Does anyone know where he is now?
No word, but I reckon he's holed up somewhere, licking his wounds. Seems he stuck his nose in a wasp's nest, and he won't be sticking it out again for a while. If you're going to look for him, try it at night. You don't stray far when he's on the job. Usually between Hradek and the horse market. He goes after drunks. So I try asking in the local drinking dens.
All right. What does he look like, though? He can't be the only fella who likes to relieve drunks of their purses.
God's truth. But you'll know Goatskin when you see him. They call him that on account of how he got kicked in the head by a goat as a nipper. He's got a dent in his forehead you could use for a game of marbles.
I'm sure you know the town better than me. What drinking dens are there on Goatskin's Patch?
Between the horse market and Hradek, there's the Black Horse, a miner's tavern. Wayman the taverner used to be a miner, and then there's the Big Bathhouse. It belongs to some bloke called Adam. He tarted the place up big.
Any others?
None I know.
Thanks. I'll go and look for him.
I wish you luck then. He ain't the brightest, but he's got a real talent for saving his own skin. Once you're done with him, Come by and see us. Seems after all you're a pretty handy bloke. We could use the likes of you.
If you've got some job for me, you can tell me straight up. So what kind of work do you have for me?
A job worthy of your skills. But first, just a little test to see that you're not as dim-witted as that arsehole Goatskin. What is Wycliffe's first thesis?
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, said our Lord, meaning a return to simplicity.
Wrong. Second question. Which estate has the greatest reformatory potential? Fight against the cod.
After our talk about goatskin, I didn't think you'd know about these things.
You thought we were just paupers who couldn't count to 5, didn't you? But now let's see who's the pauper. Last question. Who is the rightful king of Bohemia?
Wenceslas. There's no doubt about it.
Indeed. All right. Now let's talk about the job. Maybe this will disappoint you a little, but it concerns Wenceslas's brother. It's he who will secure your place in our humble company.
Are you not mixed up with the millers in any way, or what?
The millers are just village vagrants. They care little for the future of the kingdom. They care only about the future of their shady deals. We call ourselves the Guild. We profess the ideals of equality and brotherhood. Our only law is the Holy Bible. Worldly justice is as fickle as a common whore, yielding to those who are in power.
Justice for me or the gallows. Aren't you afraid to end up there?
Friend, one must be willing to suffer for the truth. Sigismund is a usurper. And the church and the magistrates are but a lowly horse spreading her legs for Sigismund. As long as we go against Sigismund and honour the scripture, our souls remain pure.
What if I go and tell the bailiff you're calling him a whore? Just out of courtesy, you know?
Go ahead. Perhaps you are one of the lucky ones who are not harmed by Sigismund's presence in Bohemia. Maybe you don't mind selling a piece of your conscience by ratting us out. As for me, I will go to the town hall with my head held high. But you?
Don't worry. I was just teasing you. I think the same of Sigismund. Tell me about your operation here.
We are who we are, and we do what we do. Like the early church of Jesus' apostles, in unity and fidelity to his words. I'm in charge. I plan all our missions. Goliath is the muscle. Knuckles, well, he mostly complains. But he also knows his way around locks. But we're all equal. We share the profits equally, but we don't do it for the wealth. We want to drive Sigismund out of this town.
How can I join you?
You want to join us already? I don't have to talk you into it. That's great. We're not particular about formalities. Let's just have a beer, and then you're one of us.
Here's to the Guild.
To the Guild! That reminds me. I'd like to throw a feast for the poor. The bigger the better.
Didn't you say you were just ordinary people with no money?
We are. And this is where Sigismund comes in. Because he's going to pay for the feast out of his own pocket.
That was a good one. How are you going to make that happen?
Me? No. You'll make it all happen. Listen carefully. Sigismund seized land down in the valley near Pach and built his personal warehouse on it, right under our noses as a provocation. There he stores fancy foods and gifts for his commanders. And for that red-bearded gob of his, sausages, smoked meats, foreign spices, and more. Fancy delicacies from Italy, Hungary, Slavonia, and all the other shitholes where he owns land. While we're eating porridge and cabbage all the time. You will steal all the food you can carry from that warehouse. And as a nice token, you will leave there... Let's see... What would you leave there?
Stones?
That's clumsy. Cabbage. Leave cabbage. Get at least one head from the greengrocer and leave it there for Sigismund. Let him eat for once what we have in our bowls almost every day. But I'm warning you right now, no violence. Don't even think about slitting anyone's throat in that warehouse. The job isn't to punish some poor sod on guard duty. Is that clear?
Got it. What should I do with the stolen food?
You'll give it to the beggars. Let them feast like kings for once. It's not hard to find poor people in the town. Just go to the gates or churches, and you'll surely come across some. There are also tents full of them in Minor Street, Church Street or Cobbler Street. When you're done, come and see me, and we'll figure out what to do next.
Sigismund will be fucking livid he can't enjoy his fine sausages. Can I expect any help from you?
If you need some tools, stop by Knuckles. That's all I can help you with.
All right. I'll head out.
Good luck.
Come here for a word. You're new here, aren't you? Has Chenyek talked the head off you already?
We spoke.
I'll give you some good advice to start with. Don't listen to his bollocks about a fairer society and the honourable struggle for a better tomorrow. It's just bullshit to mess with newcomers like you. By the way, they call me Knuckles.
It sounded pretty convincing to me.
Aye. Chenyek can sweet-talk people like no other. I mean, Chenyek talks about sharing stuff fairly and how we don't do it for the money. But you know what? It's horseshit. It's every man for himself down here, even if they say otherwise. And Chenyek just gives it such a nice polish.
Are you saying he lied to me?
More like, he didn't tell you the whole truth. I heard from friends that Sigismund has a bottle of very fine wine somewhere in his warehouse. The kind of wine that you don't often see in these parts. I have a buyer for it. So if you bring it to me, I'll give you half the coin he's paying for it.
That sounds reasonable. What do you know about the wine?
I knew we'd get along. The wine is in a warehouse somewhere. If you find it and bring it to me, I'll give you a better price for it than any merchant in the town. So think about it. The buyer I got is particularly interested in this bottle.
I'll look for it. Chenyek said you could give me some gear too.
All that talk about equality, brotherhood. But when it comes to lockpicks, I'm supposed to give you stuff from my own stash. Here's something you might find useful.
Thank you.
My God! Ah, look!
Good day to you.
Where did the skeleton come from?
Ah, another newcomer who hasn't heard of Hugo. I'm happy to tell you because it's a hilarious tale. Have you got the time?
I sure do. Tell me.
Well, then listen carefully. 10 years ago, back when the tavern belonged to another fella, miners used to gather here and play dice for money. Miners are not very rich and they often lost what little they had to live on. But their wives were understandably pissed off. So they came up with a plan. They clubbed together to buy a skeleton of a hanged man from the executioner, and they hid it in the cupboard where the miners kept their dice, thinking they would take it as a sign from God. But when the drunken men opened the cupboard and saw the skeleton, they were amused. They sat it down next to them, gave her a drink, and even threw the dice when it was the skeleton's turn.
The wives' plan didn't work out so well.
The miners don't come here anymore, but Hugo, as he came to be called, stayed. The miners don't come here anymore, but Hugo, as he came to be called, stayed. I'm telling you, he'll be still sitting here long after our bones are in the ground. Good story, right?
Great. I'd have a drink with Hugo in a heartbeat. Is it true you hold fights here?
No bloody way. What we do here has nothing to do with fighting. Teeth fly in all directions. Bones crack. Blood flows. It's a bloodbath.
And people do this voluntarily?
Not only voluntarily, but willingly. There's quite a nice heap of money in it. And there are other things at play.
That sounds like something for me.
As you wish. But if Damian, Zavish or Goliath slice you into schnitzel, don't come crying to me.
You can't scare me. I'm in.
Have it your way. I warned you. First, pay me the entry fee.
Here.
Well, let's see. A fight with Damian is first up for you. If he doesn't get you by force, he will certainly get you by pure stench alone.
Can't wait.
Zavish is up second. When he fights, it's a joy to behold. But there's this one catch. When he's sober, he's not worth a damn. If you want to fight with him, you have to make certain he's got some drinks in him.
And can't you get those drinks into him yourself? You run this place, don't you?
I could, but Zavish has quite a tab here already, so he won't get even a drop on the house anymore. But I won't let him fight if he's sober. Do with that what you may. The last one is Goliath, our champion. Nobody's ever defeated him here.
Maybe I'll be the first.
I know Goliath, and I know what he's capable of. If you value your life, when you go down, stay down. Well, and that's that. We hold the fights in the building next door. And one more thing. No giving up.
Wonderful. Can I get something to eat and...
But of course, and... All right, but money up front.
Let's talk... Do you accept?
You really... I knew we'd come to... You're going to like it here, sir.
Where can I find my room?
The guest rooms are upstairs. You're...
What's new in the city?
Oh, there was this bloke here in fancy clothes. His name was Johann Parler. He said he was looking for a blacksmith who'll take on any job. I think he said he lived in the inn, in the merchant's quarter. And if you've got the stomach for it, you could go... He said he was looking for a blacksmith.
And where can I find it?
His house is beyond the town, on the road to Sedlets. And that's about it.
That doesn't sound bad.
Farewell.
Oh, it's you.
What's new?
Nothing much. If you... See you soon, my friend. What can I say? Bar is a whole different world compared to this place.
Just imagine.
Why did you start fighting?
I'm a pungy beggar with almost no teeth. What have I got to lose here?
The innkeeper said the fellas often break bones here.
That's a load of shit. Mole likes to exaggerate. Just because... Did he also tell you Goliath beat someone?
No.
Don't worry. It was a long time ago.
I brought you some food. Unfortunately, I...
What?
Come and fight.
All right, then. But I have another proposal. Mole gets his share from the fees, but only the winner gets the spoils. So, what would you say to a wee bet? So us weaker...
You know, why not?
Mighty kind of you. Ready?
Teeth out the side of his face.
Move on, you snail.
Bring it on, Colin. Such a wanker, and he kicks my arse.
What do you mean, wanker? Getting your ass kicked once wasn't enough?
Just you wait. Zavish will wipe that smirk off your face. Here, take the money and get out of my sight, you prick.
Did you hear about what the bailiff is planning?
No, I don't care.
Huh? Could you please explain why you only fight when you're in your cups?
That's easy. When I'm sober, I get easily distracted and find it hard to focus. The booze clears my head, and I can think only about how to rough up the churl in front of me.
Shall we fight?
I've got a bit of a dry throat. Let me just have a drink first.
Would you like to raise a cup with me?
Do I know you?
Of course. We were drinking here together a few days ago. If I hadn't put a few coins up for you, Mole would have skinned you alive.
Ah, well... I don't remember anything about that, but it sounds like me. I'd be happy to drink with you. Here you go. My treat. But not a peep in front of Mole. He mustn't find out I have money, or he want me to pay for everything I owe.
Here's something to drink. Enjoy.
I was pretty damn thirsty.
Well, how about that fight?
Absolutely.
Shall we fight?
Ah, but what do you say to a bet first?
Good idea. Here you are.
Sacre. I can't seem to count it. Well, I trust you. If worse...
Kick his teeth out the side of his face.
Take that!
Get a move on, you snail. My grandma could beat him in a
Fucking hell!
Kick his teeth out the other side of his face.
My grandma could marry her.
Grandma could beat him in a fight. Kick his
For the
teeth out
cross!
of his face. Get moving, you lazy boy. Turn him off backwards. We want to see some fire.
Fuck you!
Get a move on, you
My grandma could beat him in a fight.
Victory awaits!
You're boring me.
Get moving, you lazy bones.
Take him down.
Good fight.
Good, good. My skull's still spinning from it. Or is that from the drink? You get the whole bet, and don't drink it up right away.
Here you go. It looks like Mole is pretty certain you're gonna win. Is it true no one's ever defeated you?
Oh, I reckon it's really true. But it wasn't for luck of them trying, you know.
Where'd you learn to fight like that?
My father gave me thrashings when I was little. He only stopped when I broke both his hands. Ever since then, No one's defeated me.
Tell me, how did you end up here? And what do you do here?
Chenyek pulled me out of the ditch and offered me a new life. Literally. I've been helping him with his the thing he's doing.
You say that like it doesn't matter to you one bit.
Chenyek matters to me. He's a great friend. And I believe what he's doing is right.
So you...
Pretty much. And since I've been doing it, my life has been so much better.
Don't you have some plans and aims of your own?
When Chenyek gets what he wants, I'll open my own tavern. Until then, I'll be at his beck and call.
You don't seem to have many opinions of your own, do you?
What good would they do me? Everything Chenyek says makes sense to me. At least the parts I understand. So why come up with something on my own?
Tell me more about the guild.
Look, I'm not much of a talker. You should ask Chenyek. All I can tell you is that we're a good bunch of nice people. Poor, but kind.
Shall we fight?
No problem. So, come and bet. You can't take any groschen to the grave anyway.
Well, why not? Here you go.
Now, say goodbye to your life.
There's a Norris dead!
Lazy bones.
Fuck you!
You're no match for me!
Cut the bullshit down! You lousy bastard! I've been crushing men's bones for so long, and then this squirt comes along and... fuck me!
It could have gone either way, though.
You better believe it. If you just dropped your guard for a moment, you'd be picking your teeth up from that shit on the ground.
Well, luckily that didn't happen.
You should tell Mole about it. His head's gonna explode when he hears you beat me. Maybe I'll inherit this place then.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I won all the fights.
No fucking way. Goliath isn't the undefeated champion anymore. Who'd have reckoned?
It couldn't last forever.
Anyway, the reward is yours. Here you go. One for Damian, another for Zavish, the third for Goliath, and a fourth one, just for surviving.
Thanks.
By the way, if you haven't had enough fighting yet, go and look around the cemetery at St. Bartholomew at night.
The cemetery? It's a bit late for fights there, isn't it?
If you meet who I'm talking about, you'll be glad if you don't end up staying there.
Stop that whistling.
My, what a beautiful horse. Good day, sir.
How'd you get into your trade?
I took it over from my pa, who took over from his grandpa on his ma's side. What else can a kid who grows up in an executioner's house do anyway, eh?
What sort of work does an executioner have to do?
You mean apart from executions, eh? Anything that nobody else wants to do, basically. I get rid of carcasses, I'm in charge of the cesspits, I collect taxes from lepers and whores.
Oh, that doesn't sound so terrible. Oh, it's a dirty job, for sure. But better than breaking rocks somewhere down in the mines.
I think so too. Rather than muscles, you need strong faith and a strong stomach.
Being an executioner must be a lonely life, eh?
True, I don't get a lot of invitations to Sunday lunch, but I get crowds of people coming to see me. You know how it is. Magic amulets from executions are worth their weight in gold.
So you're not lonely?
Not at all. I have more work than I can handle, and I'm always on the road. I have to ride out to places that don't have their own executioner.
And it doesn't bother you that you have to, you know...
Deliver justice? Those bastards put their head in the noose the moment they started stealing, killing, and sinning. But let me tell you, being an executioner is one thing, but being a judge is much worse. Deciding people's fates. Christ. Even I wouldn't have the stomach for that.
I don't believe that. I'm sure this kind of work must weigh on your conscience, doesn't it?
Oh, please. After so many years of service. Aye, it's tough sometimes. Like when you have to break some young girl on the wheel while she screams for mercy. But you just have to stay strong and believe in God's providence.
I've been told you're looking for a blacksmith.
Aye, I'd like a new sword, but aren't you put off by me?
Work is work, isn't it?
And coin is coin, even if given by an unclean hand.
And why do you want a new sword, anyway? Are people here so stiff-necked that you broke the old one?
No, it just brings me nothing but bad luck. Ever since that bloody botched execution in Ratai.
What execution?
In Ratai. They invited me to do a job there recently, but it went sideways. First the rope broke, then a bloke condemned to torture died as soon as I touched him, and it took me 5 slashes to behead the last one. Since then, I've been really down on my luck, and I'm bloody sick of it. So I thought I could have a new sword made to bring me good luck.
And very bad luck to your customers.
Stop joking around and listen. When I was a lad, my father used to tell me about lucky charms. I want you to use them to make me a sword, understand?
So what do you want me to make the sword from? I can forge a lot of things, but don't expect me to weave a scabbard of 4-leaf clovers.
Don't worry, I've got it all figured out. I've chosen 4 charms that shouldn't be difficult to use. First is a bezoar, you could put it in the pommel. Then a horseshoe, which could be forged into a crossguard, but that won't be easy to find. Next is a hangman's noose. You could use it as a wrap. And finally, a hareskin, which you can use to cover the scabbard.
I've worked for a gravedigger already. I can...
You won't regret it, you'll see. So, like I said, you'll need a bezoar, a hair pelt, a hangman's noose, and a lucky horseshoe.
You should have a lot of used hanging rope around, right?
What would I be saving it for? But I did hang this cheating gambler recently. Ha! Get it? His noose must be even luckier than one from a regular fella.
Oh, aye. Ending up hanged is a real stroke of luck. So where's this fella hanging?
That's the thing. Nowhere. They buried him outside the cemetery wall in Loretz.
Well, that's fucked then.
Not quite. Lennox the Gravedigger is terribly superstitious. He'd never take the noose off the neck of a hangman. He's afraid of them. All you need to do is sneak over there and dig up the corpse.
All right. That doesn't sound difficult or dangerous at all.
It's very well paid, though.
What's with the horseshoe, then? I could easily forge one myself and then use it for the sword.
No, I need a magical horseshoe, straight from the hoof of a ghost horse.
Damn it. I had 6 of those, but I just threw them out.
Just laugh, you twit, but you won't be laughing long. Have you seen the big burnt-out forest between Old Kuttner and Grund? They say that at night a huge, spectral, pitch-black horse runs through there, and the clinking of its horseshoes wakes the dead. And you're going to bring me one of those horseshoes, and you'll use it when forging the sword. Got it?
Do you seriously expect me to be wandering through a charred forest at midnight looking for some apparition?
If you want this job, then yes.
All right. But I hope when I come back empty-handed, you'll think up something more reasonable. Bezoar? What is that? Some kind of stone, I gather?
Exactly. A stone that cures poisoning and brings good luck. Sometimes you can find it in the stomachs of animals, but don't go poaching any deer, or you'll end up being my next customer. You'd be better off buying it from a herbalist.
Getting a hareskin shouldn't be too difficult.
Of course not. You just hit the hair behind the ears, or ask some tanner to sell you one.
So I'll find the noose by the cemetery. The pelt and the bezoar can simply be bought or obtained from animals. And the horseshoe, well, I'll be chasing ghosts for that one. I think I know everything I need.
I knew we'd make a deal, and here's something for you. Think of it as a down payment. I'd help you with the other stuff too, but considering my luck, I reckon it wouldn't be a good idea.
Thanks. And don't worry, the sword will be so exquisite, people will be lining up for execution.
I can't wait to see that.
Farewell, sir.
Whoa!
God bless you.
I'm here to...
Well, it's about time. Put it somewhere inside.
There must be some mistake. I'm not delivering anything.
What do you want, then?
The innkeeper sent me. He said you're looking to hire someone.
He's not wrong. I was afraid nobody would turn up. Who might you be?
Henry of Scallis.
I'm Betty. I run the place.
I'm guessing business isn't great.
Everyone has to start somewhere. Once I've got the place in good nick and up and running, it'll be the best establishment in the city. I need you to bring some things from Grund. And while you're there, find my wagoner Matsek and bring him back as well. He went there before.
Who's Matsek?
The wagoner I hired for the job before you. He still hasn't come back. I reckon he's gone to ground in Grun, so to speak.
Why do you think he's gone to ground?
Matsek's a bit odd. Superstitious. He once didn't set foot outdoors for 2 days because there was a black cat out. When you meet him, you can ask him about it yourself.
Are you sure he'll be in Grund?
He's bound to be sitting in a tavern, boozing and keeping it. He used to steal for a living. So now he sees a catchpole round every corner, and he's afraid of his own shadow.
What's in it for me?
A decent bit of...
What do you want me to bring back?
You know, a bit of this and a bit of that.
You're not telling me much.
Curiosity killed the cat.
And what if I told you to forget it?
You wanted a job, didn't you? I promise you won't regret it and you'll enjoy the journey.
All right then. It'll be a surprise. It's a deal. I'll go to Grund for the wagon and its driver.
In the meantime, I'll try and get this place cleaned up a bit. Take care, sir.
You're the co-master, eh, Mutt?
Go on the other fairy tale. I've travelled the whole world. The best wine.
Good day to you.
Good day to you. What brings you here?
Are you in charge of the construction of St. Barbara's? I hear you sent for a blacksmith. Well, here I am. My name is Henry.
Johann Parler is my name, from the Parler Building Works. I think that name should ring some bells?
I'm truly pleased to meet you, sir. So, what do you need? Nails? Carpenter's axes?
Close, but not quite. I need something, let's say, a bit more delicate.
More delicate, you say? And what exactly does that mean?
Oh, there's nothing to fear. Everything will be quite above board. If we are careful. You've never heard of my father, Peter?
I can't say as I have.
He had a divine gift, but he didn't get the chance to see all of his wonderful buildings completed. That task fell upon my shoulders.
It must be a great honor to continue with such a great work of architecture.
Honor? A great responsibility is what it is. Imagine I make a bad decision, or make a mistake in the calculations. And this building, which my father oversaw for so many years, suddenly comes tumbling down. And that's why I called for you. Construction work is going slower than I'd hoped. Nevertheless, I'm still thinking ahead. Therefore, I'd like to conceal a protective talisman among the roof beams of the cathedral.
Why is that a problem?
Talismans don't grow on trees. I know of 3 here in town, but they're not for sale.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
The first is the horseshoe hanging above the door of the tailors at the horse market. They say he once got lost in a snowstorm, and Saint Martin himself found him and brought him by horse to the town. He gave him a horseshoe as a reminder.
That seems a bit suspicious.
Don't speak, just listen. The next talisman is a commemorative coin set into the cellar wall above the tavern across from the town hall. And the third is a nail somewhere in the beams of the potter's house in the Czech quarter. They say he brought it from Sedlet Monastery years ago. I want you to get all 3, smelt them down, and forge an axe out of them that I can use to protect St. Barbara's. Putting a carpenter's axe in the truss work is an old tradition.
And no one will know it's made out of a horseshoe and a coin. Stealing, forging magical items, isn't that all a bit dangerous?
Perhaps a bit, but doesn't the House of God deserve protection more than a few burghers?
Well, if you think so, why don't you try explaining it to them? This won't be an easy job, sir. And it won't be cheap either.
Have no fear. This is not a matter I intend to scrimp over.
All right, I'll do it. If the pay is good.
It'll be more than good. Have no fear. But don't come to see me before it's done. The less we're seen together, the better. Until we meet again.
I apologize.
Shouting and have a drink.
Calm down. Surely there's a reasonable explanation for this.
You could stick your reason up your arse. I told you something like this would happen. We never should have stopped bringing the offerings.
Your offerings are a blasphemy before God, and this is his punishment. I won't stand for any heathen idolatry here, especially this close to the church.
What idolatry? The pit to hell is real, and Father Richard knew it all too well. If nobody feeds them hellish beasts, all of us here is as good as dead.
There are no hellish beasts here.
So is it us that killed them cows ourselves, eh? I'm telling you, we've angered hell itself, and now this is the devil's payback.
I've really had enough of this. I promise to have it checked out, and everything will be explained. And now, return to your homes and pray.
This won't end well. We can't drive away the devil with nothing but prayer.
Everyone, go and pray to the...
What's going on here?
As you can see, something slaughtered all these cows.
Not just something. It was that creature from hell. I saw with my own eyes how it fled back to its hole in the mine.
Give it a rest, would you?
I won't. What'll happen when that monster comes for us next?
Maybe, in our time of need. Fortune has smiled upon us in the form of...
Henry.
I'm Marion, the local priest. We've got a bit of a problem. And we could certainly use another pair of eyes, and perhaps hands, to help.
Tell me what happened from the beginning. What killed those cattle?
I was in my cottage when I heard such strange noises, and that beast what did it running. How am I supposed to make a living now?
What sort of strange noises did you hear?
It was like someone dragging chains along the ground. Neither men nor wolves make them, and demons carry chains so they can catch sinners with them. Everyone knows that.
And what about you? Did you hear it too?
Unfortunately, no. I was in the church when Vladimir sent for me, saying they'd found those carcasses.
Didn't you say you saw someone running away from here?
Not someone, but something. A monster from hell itself.
Just an old wives' tale.
I swear by all that's holy, the beast ran from here straight back to the old mine.
What did the beast look like?
I only saw it from afar. But before it got lost in the thicket, I saw its giant pointed snout.
Couldn't it have just been an animal? Maybe a wolf or a boar?
Can't you see my poor girls here? What kind of wolf would leave wounds like these? Oh, and the monster ran on 3 legs.
3 legs?
Aye, as sure as my name's Vladimir.
You mentioned a pit of hell. Is that located somewhere around here?
That's just a local fable.
It's no fable. In the days when silver was mined here, terrible misfortune took place in the mine. A pit to hell itself opened up there.
The mine shuttering fell apart and the gallery collapsed. That's all.
Shuttering my arse! It was a pit to hell! Shuttering don't just blow up on its own. But hell didn't scare good old Father Richard, so he set off into the tunnels and struck a deal with them demons. Ever since then, we brought food to the mine for them every second Sunday, and they leave us in peace in return.
Father Richard was a crackpot. You're lucky to finally have a normal priest here now.
A priest who forbade us from bringing the offerings, and now you can both see where that's got us.
Has anyone actually looked around in the mine?
Only old Father Richard. Nobody else has ever had the courage. The very mine shaft stinks like hell itself. So we only ever lower a bucket down with the offering, and then clear off quick.
After the cave-in, the miners left to work in Grund. It seems they'd no longer felt the vein was worth the trouble here.
When did all this happen?
It's got to be at least 5 years now.
And you've been taking food there ever since?
That's right. And nothing's ever happened until now. All because our new priest here forbade us from bringing offerings.
Where's Father Richard now?
He returned to his maker not long ago. And now I preach here in his place. The moment I caught word of that foolish superstition, I put a stop to any offerings.
And you can see what that caused.
It's only happenstance. This isn't the first, nor the last time that wolves dare to venture into town.
I agree with Father Marion. I grew up next to mines, and we never came across any pit to hell. And there are wolves running rampage around these parts.
Wise words.
Tell me something about yourselves, so I know who I have the honor of speaking to.
Like I said, I'm Marion, and I come to Old Kutna to preach.
Aren't you, a bit young for a preacher.
I finished my trivium at Prague University last year, and I wanted to continue. But my father decided I'd had enough education and found me a place in the order in Sedlets. So now I implement my theological learning in this lovely county as a preacher.
I'm Vladimir, the mine foreman. I'm the eldest of everyone here, and the people actually respect me. Unlike our this here preacher from Prague. And them cows were mine.
This whole thing is very odd. How do you want me to help?
The massacre of those cattle is a horrible thing. But the heresy that's been tolerated here on account of the former priest is even worse.
Old Father Richard would chase you out of town, you stuffed frock.
Marion may be young, but he's still a priest, and he deserves a bit of respect.
Thank you, Henry. Since you're the only one here uninvolved, I'd like you to go into the old mine and discover the truth of this old wives' tale.
And while you're there, take some peace offering with you. Otherwise, I wouldn't even dare going.
What am I to do with you? All right. Henry, take their offering with you as well. You'll do just as those wretches did before you, and then wait to see if any demons show their faces or not.
Wait for demons? You want to send the poor fella to his death?
Don't listen to him, Henry. Faith and God will protect you. But before you go through the mine, we'll have a look around the village. Then we'll all meet at the entrance to the mine.
All right, I'll help you. But what about the offering?
A bit of food will do. Here you go. We always lowered the food down in a bucket. The main thing is not to go down the shaft yourself, lest you anger hell.
Don't be frightened. It's just an old shaft.
You'll find it to the west of here. The whole area's deserted and most of the entrances are blocked off. You go past the mine buildings until you reach the one that's collapsed to the ground. The mine entrance is next to it. Good luck, lad. You're going to need it.
God be with you.